Oh dear. Gin. Hello everyone. And welcome to episode 390. What are we on now?
91, isn't it?
91. 91.
Sending towards the 400.
Yeah. Of the Awesome Comics podcast. Place where small press makes an awfully big noise. As you can hear, we're at the Awesome Comics HQ office party. We decided to sneak away into our recording booth.
I've broken the photocopier.
Yeah, he did. Absolute mess. Absolute mess. We're going to have to order another one.
Cut my arse on it.
Yeah.
Better put this the recording in the bag relatively sharpish because last year it was like Caligula after a fucking.
Oh yeah. That's it took us ages to get the trifle out of the carpet. Yeah. Anyway, I'm Vince Hunt, and joining me as always, he's finished off all the eggnog because he's not doing any Vanguard at the moment, or he's just about to, but he's got to stop making comics at some point. It's Dan Butcher.
Hello.
Why did you sound like you were on a children's nature documentary then?
I thought you sounded a bit like you're in Only Fools and Horses.
That's I don't mind that either.
Either's good.
Yeah. But speaking of Only Fools and Horses, he travelled here in a Robin Reliant, and which is full of inflatable. Anyway, Tony Esmond's here as well.
Hello.
There you go. We're all here. It's going to be it's the festive season. Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
And we're just having it. We're signing off to 2022, which has been a weird year.
Weird comics year, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Whilst the outside world has been going mad, it seems that comics has been slightly odd as well. In both the good, the bad, and the ugly, has happened as always. So we just thought we'd just blow off some steam, and we did open up the phone. Oh,
hello.
Oh, we've already got a call in. Shall I play this voicemail?
Oh yeah, please.
Let's see who sent one in.
All right, keep it down. Jesus, funny. Hi everybody, it's Johnny Ottoway here. Just like to wish the ACP crew and the ACP community as a whole a very Merry Christmas. Thank you all for being a beacon of light in a world of darkness, especially right now because I can't afford to put my fucking lights on. But hopefully things will get better next year, and I'll see you all at whatever's being planned for episode 400. Cheers, guys. Alright, where's my melon baller? Let's get these fucking eyes out.
He worries me, that boy.
That's a little bit. No, that was. Can we say his name on air? Should we?
Yeah, he's not a murderer, is he?
No, he's not. I don't think he's a murderer.
Not yet. Well, give it a couple of minutes.
A little bit.
Not convicted.
Yeah. But yeah.
Thanks for that. That was a brilliant clip.
Yeah. Thank you for sending that in. And another example of how anyone listens to this show. Hopefully it's entertaining to all, no matter where you are.
Sometimes our voices drown out the other voices for the,
in our heads.
Indeed. I'm fairly convinced that I've been the only person recording this podcast, and these two are figments of my imagination. What a world that is.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
God, if you made me up, Christ almighty, you must be a sex pervert. And my buns.
Yeah. Do you know where you can find other
perverts?
Oh dear. But yeah, probably.
I don't know how to clarify it with sex. Yeah. You could just say pervert.
Yeah, why do you clarify it with that?
I don't know. I thought it sounded cool.
Can you be any other kind of pervert?
Sounds official, doesn't it?
Can you be a comics pervert?
Could you be a sparrow pervert or something? I don't know.
Sparrow? Why sparrow?
Well,
seagull pervert.
What is it with you fucking ornithology?
Literally, that's fucking ornithology. I think the fact that sex is at the root of it all with regards to perversion. So yeah, it's an unnecessary qualifier.
I think you're right.
I'll show you.
Oxymoron, isn't it?
What?
Foxymoron. What do you say?
Speaking of morons, we're going to stop all this rambling and say thank you once again to our lovely sponsored Comic House. Hey!
Yes.
Hey!
Good old Comic House.
Good old Comic House. Yeah, and they are, of course, the indie comic marketplace. We love them, you love them, and if you like indie comics, you should check them out. Because if you go to comichouse.com, there's a huge selection of titles on the Comic House website. If you're self-published, you can list your book on there as well. It's another avenue to get your work out there, as is the digital app. Look, you're missing out on a trick if you check this out. Because comics they can be quite expensive.
Up the script there.
Yeah, they can be quite expensive. But
they are fucking expensive, and I need to worry about it. Yeah, fraudulently expensive.
Tony's actually been living in the podcast HQ for the past 6 months. Me and Dan didn't know about it until we looked at the heating and cleaning bill, which has been extortionate for this year.
Have to hose it down every day.
I know, yeah. So don't worry though, we're getting rubber flooring for 23, so it'll be all right.
I shit my pants. Just put me in a W.H. Smith's bag.
It's true. It's true. Although I will say, why you brought that bag in with you, Tony? It's pretty upsetting right now in here. I mean, this is a soundproof booth. What does that do for the smell? It just locks us in. You're hotboxing us with your dirty trousers.
You're trapped with my shite. I mean, that's been true for about 390 episodes.
390 episodes, maybe. Yeah,
we've got no reason to complain, really, have we?
No. And you'll have no reason to complain if you check out Comic House, the app.
Vincent, you're making this go off the rails. You always say it's me.
I'm never off the rails.
And we're like 10 minutes in.
I'm like a fucking train driver, man. I'm always on the rails.
Well,
like a fucking train driver. How many train drivers do you know to fuck?
We'll talk about that in a minute. But for now, what's on Comic House at the moment, Dan?
We got Surrealsville Volume 3, Lady Phantom Issue 5, X-E-0, Recipe for Ascension Volume 1. I feel like I should walk back how harsh I was on that, so go check that one out. And Caspian Porter Volume 1, Issue 2, The Savage Outcasts of Rooster Valley. And many more.
Sounds good. Rooster Valley. That sounds cool.
Yeah. One of that is Samantha Fucks the World, which I genuinely enjoyed.
That's good, actually, that one.
So that has the Dan's stamp of approval.
Don't you?
Yeah. It's about AI as well, and everyone loves AI at the moment.
Totally. This episode's going to age well. But to find out more, to check out those and even more titles, and a 14-day free trial, go to comichouse.com today. Rooster Valley sounds like the sort of people that make reconstituted sort of meat nuggets, don't they?
Yeah, Bernard Manning style.
Yeah. Bernard Manning? They mean Bernard Matthews.
Bernard Matthews.
The famous northern comedian in his chicken farm.
That's a those fucking chicken nuggets.
Just racist chickens. I remember when punk started, he had a show on TV, and this punk band came on, and he just walked out and went, "No, we're not having any of that," and he threw them off.
It's kind of like sometimes how we feel on this show.
Yeah. That's quite a good impression of him there.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it again.
No. But yes, we certainly thank you for following the show over the past year, folks. We hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and all the things we're not going to be here too long because there's a chocolate fondue out there that is to die for. So we're going to head back out and stick our faces in it.
I've never had a fondue. Never had fondue.
Fuck off.
Do you fondue?
Never have.
Yeah, that surprises me.
Never had one.
You've never stuck.
I was born in the 60s.
You've never stuck some bread in cheese. You were.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's melted cheese, isn't it?
It's essentially melted cheese.
Is that all it is?
Yeah.
What did you think it was?
I don't know. I thought it was a bit posh than that, to be fair.
No.
Oh no. It's like it's like the prawn cocktail.
What is the cheese they put in there? Is it any fucking cheese?
It's not. I don't think it's fucking cheese.
No.
But
I mean,
it's going to be something.
I do like fucking cheese.
I mean, it's usually it's obviously popular in Europe. Hello to all our European listeners. But I think
you fucking made that up. Be sophisticated on the ground.
like a camembert or a brie, a cheese that melts.
There he is. All the posh cheeses. Oh, yeah. Here he goes, posh boy and his cheeses.
I fucking love a brie. Are you telling me you don't like brie?
I
don't mind brie. I like blue cheese.
Oh, of course you do. You stinky
nightmares.
Blue cheese gives you nightmares.
Don't say that. I know what cheese you're going to mention. Don't mention it. I know what you're thinking.
What cheese?
Knob cheese.
Knob cheese.
You'll be serving some of that later.
I'll tell you what, though, it puts you right off your crackers. Anyway,
That's a child.
and that's what this episode is. So expect to laugh. We got a bit of a quiz.
Oh yeah,
Dan's got a little quiz for us that we're going to go through.
I got a quiz too. Don't forget my quiz.
Yeah. So basically, play along with us. Have a laugh with us over the next hour, because it's just going to be nonsense. Oh, we've got another voicemail.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, amazing. Right, okay. Let's play... Okay, I don't know who this will be. One of our lovely listeners, no doubt. So let's check this one out.
Margaret, it's Gary. Did you remember to take the chicken out the oven? I left it in there. I think I forgot to take it out. The chicken will be dried out. I don't want to eat dry chicken for me dinner. Me mother's coming round later on, and she doesn't like a chicken dry. You need to make sure that you do the gravy as well. Don't have any lumps in it, 'cause me mum doesn't like lumps, and she doesn't like dry chicken. Put the kettle on too, love. Me mum doesn't like a tea too weak. I can't remember if I left the chicken in the oven. Can you double check just to make sure that it's not in there, because it might be too dry for me mum? I'll speak to you later, love. Ta-ra.
Oh, that was a bit... that must have been a wrong number.
Wrong number. I
don't know
don't know who that was.
Yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
I hope they get that sorted, whatever it is.
Pretty weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's kick off the fun straight away.
Okay.
I believe, Tony, you've got a...
I prepped another quiz, one of my famous quizzes.
Yeah. This is the ACP Christmas party, everyone. So grab your
banana between your... grab a balloon between your knees.
No.
Banana.
Jesus Christ. What do you think? This is the Kenny Everett show. Oh, right, okay.
How old are you?
Hey?
That was an old school reference.
Look, I was a child of the 80s. I was aware he existed. But no, grab your refreshments, grab your drinks, sit in your comfy chair, and play that. What is this quiz, Tony? You got for us?
So this quiz is another true or false quiz. I've been through a number of areas of British comics and collected some true, some false names of stories. So all you got to say is true or false.
Okay. And this is vintage British comics, is it?
Vintage British, yeah. It's only British comics.
Yeah.
There's a little clue for you. The first round is British boys comics. Vincenzo Bananas, I'd like you to keep the score if possible.
Okay.
I trust you. Okay.
By implication, you don't trust me then, T. Thanks.
Well, I'm proud of you, Dan. Honestly, I'm proud that I don't trust you. I think that's quite, I know that you. I love the fact. Yeah.
I mean, the evidence has over the years has
You're
led
both
to this.
competitive bastards.
It's culminated to the point where it's undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why we had to be in a quiz team together, me and Dan, normally, because we're ultra competitive, aren't we, Dan?
Yeah. No arguing like we did last time. Okay, right. So if Vincenzo Bananas is keeping the Danny Boy Butcher's going to go first.
Okay.
First
Butcher versus Banana.
I forget how many of those we won, Vince. I think we're undefeated.
I don't. Yeah, the cream always rises to the top, doesn't it, Dan?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Cream of the crop.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay.
Okay. Ready.
Right. Daniel.
Yes.
The first story is called Owen Goal. Owen Goal.
True.
Well done. It is true.
Yes.
Okay.
You come up with the title first, then
that's a cracking name.
And it just, yeah.
Unless it's a comic about darts, then it's shit. Okay.
That's from the Dandy.
Of course it is.
Next one.
Yeah. Go on.
Next one, Vincenzo. Paul Parkey, talk show teen. Paul Parkey, talk show teen.
False.
Well, yes. I know. Daniel.
Yes.
Oh God! I didn't poison him. I'm not trying to get him out of the game. He's
a pube.
Andy Yanko.
Andy the Angry Ant. Andy the Angry Ant.
False.
Oh, it is false. You're getting in my noggin now, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, you don't want to be in there.
No, it's a dangerous, dirty place. Number 4. Vincenzo.
Yeah.
Muggins. Muggins.
True.
True, it is. It's a dandy.
Yeah.
2 each.
2
Okay.
for 2. Fuck me.
No,
Number
thanks.
5. Guns.
Yes.
Adam the Ad Man. Adam the Ad Man.
Adam the Ad Man. I'm going to go false.
That is true. It's from Buster.
Something's telling me go true, and I didn't listen.
I kept thinking of like Adamant then.
Yeah, that's a weird one about it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5, Vincenzo Bananas. Bertie Bumpkin. Bertie Bumpkin.
Thank God they didn't put an L in that second name. Could have been Blumpkin.
Blumpkin, yeah.
Bertie Blumpkin.
You never guess what I'm up to today, readers.
Bertie Bumpkin.
True.
True, it is true. It's from Buster as well. Cool. Daniel.
Yes.
It's number 7. Rusty Spurs.
False. That's got to be false.
That is false. Yeah.
Yes. That's a shame. I read that.
It was a play on Rusty Sheriff's badge, which we all know that means bumble.
Yeah, in a minute, Dan, you got an Urban Dictionary that we've got for the old school listeners.
Yeah.
Number 8, Vincenzo Bananas.
Yeah.
Billy Blow.
I just snorted. I think that's false.
That's true. Buster from Buster as well.
Really? Was it all about cocaine or something? Was it like
I wondered that.
a kid-friendly Scarface?
Yeah, just right. The first chapter was called "He Had a Job." Right.
Oh fuck me! Just looked up Rusty Spur.
No, right. Let's not go into this one.
Okay,
no, not yet. We'll
after the quiz.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 more left. Daniel, Sid the Street Sweeper.
True.
True, from Cheeky magazine. Yeah.
That is so mundane that it's got to be true.
I swear I've seen that somewhere as well. I swear I've seen that somewhere.
Okay. And the next one, the last one of this round is Posh Pete and his poodle. Vincenzo?
False.
But it is false. Oh. You two are cooking on gas this week.
Yeah.
Let's have the scores, please, Vincenzo.
The Bad Man Butcher, 4 points.
Yeah.
El Bananas, 4 points.
Oh, it's a draw. After round 1, it's a draw.
Oh, dear.
They've got one wrong each.
Yeah. Oh, we've got another. Hang on.
Is that the fucking phone?
We got that. Yeah, there's a.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Right. Okay. Let's see. Thanks for sending these in, listeners. Let's see who this is.
It's exciting.
Margaret, it's Gary again. I forgot to say to you, can you check the oven to see if I left the chicken in? I forgot to check before I went down to the bookies. I wanted to put a little flutter on the 3:15 res at Epsom. My horse didn't come in, Margaret, but I can't remember if I took the chicken out the oven. Can you check? Mum's coming round for tea tonight and she doesn't like a chicken too dry. So can you remember to put the gravy on? But please do check that oven. I'm quite worried about it, Margaret. I'll speak to you later. Ta-ra, love.
Oh, it seems to be a wrong number again. I think it's the same person.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. But...
You will go
Down
scrolling
wrong,
the number in the fucking toilets around in the local pubs.
Look,
That's when I said an old school marketing campaign. That's not what I meant.
No.
But thanks for calling in anyway.
Yeah,
before we go on to the next round, just a trigger warning for anyone listening. Okay, what Dan's about to say may horrify you. So
I've googled this on the show live. I'm like, this is
okay. So this is
the
not
Rusty Spur.
This is not safe for work. We asked for this, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah.
Okay, Rusty Spur. When the girl is girl, you then make her stand up, which causes to her ankles.
We've all done that though. Let's face it. You know.
Fucking hell! I think I've got to blank most of that out.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get hard again.
That's disgusting.
Oh,
absolutely grim.
oh. Just
Happy Christmas.
Let me white your memories of that with the girls' comics round.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, yeah. Next round, come on. Yeah, please, Tony, go on.
The comic. Who's first?
Dan's first. Yeah.
Dan. The comical capers of Cuddlecook. The comical capers of Cuddlecook.
Cuddle Cook.
Yeah.
False.
No, that's true. That's from Funny Wonder.
Oh, I thought I was with you, Dan.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
The girls' ones are harder.
Yeah.
What?
That's what she said.
Oh, Jesus. Get him off the eggnog. Right.
Vincenzo. Pranks in the Park. Pranks in the Park.
False.
True. That's from Funny Wonder as well.
Still even Stevens.
Yeah. Daniel. The Secrets of Labrador Cove.
Labrador Cove.
Don't type that. Don't type that into a dictionary for God's sake.
I'm going to go true.
That's false, I'm afraid.
Fucking hell, I told you.
Yeah. Vince.
Yeah.
Fancy another jelly baby? Not a story about paedophiles. Or Doctor Who. Or maybe it's the same thing.
I think it's
Similar,
false.
similar fan base.
I think it's false. If it's not false, I want to read this.
It's true. It's from Misty.
Fucking hell.
Hell.
Yeah. Dan?
Goose egg in this one.
The vampire's in the basement.
True.
False.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking hell.
Right, I'm going to listen to what I'm thinking, and then I'm going to do.
How are you going to listen to what you're thinking?
Like, so if I'm telling myself, right, that sounds true, I'm going to say false because that's the only tried and tested way.
Okay.
What?
So whatever you're thinking,
Ignore it.
disagree with it.
Yeah.
Who we back?
It's me. It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Master stroke. Master stroke.
Please,
your answer, please.
Please, be true. True.
It is true. It's me. Hey. One mark.
Fucking masterstroke. Jesus.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Let's try a new method.
Okay. Dan?
Yes.
It's curtains for Katie.
That. My brain's telling me that that's true, so I'm going to go for false.
It is false. Well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
100% strike.
Oh,
Turn against your brain. That's the answer.
turn against
Fucking stupid brain. What have you ever done for me?
Okay, and last one of this round to Vince. The Secret Saxophone Orchestra.
false.
That is false. Well done.
Oh God.
So what?
You pipped me there by one.
I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what's the cumulative scores now? That's you, Vince.
Butcher, 5 points.
Right.
One. Fuck me.
El Bananas, 6 points.
Oh, it's all to win. It's all to win.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh God! I just need. Hang on, I've got to take. There's another voice. Could one of you activate a
another one.
voicemail? I've got. Yeah, we've got another one. I just need to catch my breath. So just press the button.
Okay.
And it'll play it.
Margaret, it's Gary. Can you check upstairs? I think I might have left a lit cigarette under the covers of the bed. I was having a fag before I left to go to the bookies. I think I might have left me fags in the bed. I can't remember, Margaret. When you've done that, love, can you check the oven? I think I might have left the chicken in. I don't want it too dry for dinner. Mum's coming round, and she doesn't like a chicken dry. Can you do the gravy, please? No lumps. She doesn't like her lumps, does Mum? But remember to check the oven, please. I can't find me cigarettes. I might have left them at home, love. Can you maybe check the bed? I had a fag before I left to come down the bookies. But please do check the oven, Margaret. Ta-ra.
Is that the same person again?
It's him again.
Where did they get the number from?
Some old bloke in it.
Oh, God. Right, okay. I mean, he's obviously... Who does he think he's calling? Oh, God. Well, that doesn't matter.
Our stature, does he? Doesn't know how cool we are.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so on to the third round of the quiz.
Yeah.
This is what I call all bets are off round.
Okay.
So the first one, who's it again? Who's going first?
Dan, yeah.
Your boy Danny B, the one and only.
Danny B is in the house.
I felt like that was a rap. That was a rap that just fell apart, Dan.
Yeah. Twatman and Nobbin.
Sorry.
Twatman.
True.
It's true. It's true.
Yes.
It comes from the magazine Smut.
Right. Okay. I know what
Classic
sort of round
magazine.
we're in for here. So hang on. I need to take a
Strap
drink.
Right.
Okay.
Next one, Vince.
Yeah.
Uphill gardening with Reg Varney. Answer, please.
False.
It is false. Well done.
I watched Mutiny on the Buses this morning, talking about Reg Varney.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's fucking unreal.
That's just a gardening comic. That one. Yeah.
I was laughing at the laughs. Do you know what I mean? Like what they're trying to get you to laugh at. It was unreal.
That was a Hammer horror movie. That was. Hammer made that.
yeah.
They made a fair bit of money on the
It's the biggest selling films, the Buses movies for them. Yeah. Number three of this round. We're back to Daniel. Lord Lettuces and his sexual fetishes.
True.
It is true. Is that a Smut magazine?
Yes.
Cool.
They never really got the kind of all those kind of Viz knockoffs. They never really understood the formula, did they?
They didn't, did
just
they?
like,
Yeah.
Just make it really crude and like that. No, Viz has got a bit more to it than that.
Yeah. Vince.
Yeah.
Slave to the clock. Slave to the clock.
True.
It is true. It's in Tammy.
Oh.
Well, fucking hell.
Over to you again, Dan.
Yes.
Okay.
Robin Hood and Richard Littlecock.
I think that's true. I think it might have run in. I'm gonna go true.
It is true, and it ran in Viz. You almost read that, didn't you?
Yeah. He goes around basically saying how like a gay's going to be taking over the Nottingham Forest. He said he couldn't make it up, and in the end they do.
Oh right, like a Daily Mail thing. Yeah.
It's fucking great.
This is a big scoring round.
It's there's a line out of it when Robin Hood and Little John, you're going to be hung at Cockscrow this morning. And he goes, never mind Cockscrow, more like cocks growing, gay men's cocks that is growing erect on taxpayers' money.
What was this in?
This is Robin Hood and Richard Little John also. And it's Little John out of what's he have an article in?
Was it the Daily Mail? I'm going to say something like that.
So he's one of those sort of right wing sort of.
Oh yes, you couldn't make it up, and it's getting the in the handcart. All that kind of stuff.
Okay, next one, Vince.
Yeah.
Mrs. Morrissey and her mole army.
False.
It is false. Well done.
Oh,
Butcher.
yes.
Jeremy Beadle's ghostly fingers.
This is a weird one because his hands are two different sizes.
He's got a weird little hand. Not weird. That's the wrong thing to say. He's got a reduced hand.
Yeah. I want to say false.
It is false. Well done.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
You play up the
my
little hand,
eyes are watering. Is that a fondue?
Next up, who are we up to? We've got to you, Vince.
Yeah.
Got 3 more left. Sam Van Sprinkle.
Sam Van Sprinkle.
Yeah.
False.
It is false. Well done.
This is all to play for now.
Yeah.
2 left. Your last one, D.
If I get this wrong, it's all over. Go for it.
Oh, is it? Okay. Wonder Wellies.
True.
It is true. In Cracker magazine. Cracker comic. And the last one, the final one for you, V.
Okay.
No pressure.
Tim Brooke Taylor's Pony.
Oh my God, that's what the. Oh right, okay.
Tim Brooke Taylor's Pony.
Will it go into sudden death? I think that's true.
That's false.
Oh,
yeah, that was so shit. I thought they'll think it's true because it's so shit.
Yeah,
I made it up. Yeah,
that's
good.
That's a draw. Can't believe it.
Oh, that's a competent draw, gentlemen.
We are
well there.
10-all.
That's not bad out of how many? 18, 28 questions.
Tell you what, the girls' comics really I find it really hard to work out if that's true or not.
Yeah. Fancy another jelly baby. We need to speak to Pat whether he wrote that, don't we?
Yeah.
God.
Some of the titles are so sort of just out there and wild. You think that can't be real, and it is.
Yeah.
Oh God. A top quiz.
Yes,
Tony.
as always, T. Well done.
Thank you, mate. We're not going to play Shag, Marry, Fridge. Oh, we decided against that one.
Yes, that's
yeah. Why would we marry a fridge? I don't know.
Yeah,
I was earlier in HR explaining the ins and outs of that game, and they said,
you can't play
don't play that one. Don't play that one.
Oh, really? Really? Hang on. We've got an HR department.
Yes.
It's like that Carlsberg complaint line, isn't it? Nobody goes in there because they don't think it's worth it. I did have that convention question that I sent you. Do you remember that one?
Yes, the 3 guests. I think that's a cracking one.
Yeah. Should we do that one now?
Yeah. Oh,
I've definitely got 2. I'm not sure about my 3rd.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Before we get on to it, we got one more voicemail here.
Oh,
just come in. Let's see what this is.
Margaret, it's Gary again. Margaret, I think I forgot to put the chicken in the oven before I left. I think it's maybe sitting on the kitchen table. Can you please check if I've left the chicken in the kitchen table? Ta-ra!
Oh, well, just another one again.
That fucking guy again.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Don't know. I'll just delete all these. Tony, if you talk about this question, I'll just delete all of these.
Okay, cool. So I posed you guys a question earlier in the week. It's the convention question. Conventions being a favourite subject of ours to talk about. So you get money's no object. You can have it wherever you like, but you get to choose 3 guests, and they must be living. Who do you choose? I think you and I, Dan, we had one of the same guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we do him first?
Yeah. So do you want to do yours, and I'll wait.
Frank Millar.
Frank Millar is me.
Frank Millar had the chance. I kind of, when we had the opportunity to see him the other year, and he kind of got torpedoed. I was fucking gutted. I really wanted to see Frank because I don't think I'm going to be able to see the man in my lifetime now.
No, I saw him at a convention when I was in my teens. But I didn't get a chance to speak to him. And a friend of mine worked with him on a film or a TV series in Reading a couple of years ago. And I never got to go out. I never found the time to go out and see him. And he's someone I always have wanted to speak to. Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much to the man. Like there's that clip we had earlier. Is he on the stage with Tom King or Scott Snyder or someone, a Batman writer? Yeah. And man, he's as fucking sharp as a tack. He is, isn't
he? It was Tom King and Tinian as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was just fucking on it, and he was just like, "No, this is Batman," and it was like, "Yeah, he's right. Man's fucking right. He's got it." And although he's kind of like the quality of what he's put out has varied over the years for one reason or another, he's still a fucking absolute titan. Like,
why don't you name me a creator who hasn't varied?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the way I think of it.
Yeah,
you know.
I would say the only caveat I'd put that with Frank is like the fucking dizzying heights that I think he's got to, and the lows that it makes the lows seem lower than they actually are. If you know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
no, he's a good one, man. He was on my list. Who else did you have on your list?
Mark Millar. I would love to.
Okay.
Just fucking. I think I would spend the whole day like talking to Mark and just picking his brains. What I really admire about the guy, not only the kind of the creative drive, he seems to have an ability to look down the road at seeing stuff coming in the comics industry. And I feel like if you kind of want a fair weather indicator or look to try and see where things are headed, look where Mark is hedging his bets. And because
I mean, look at it. I mean, he almost foresaw the lack of sales in that area of comics, didn't he? Because he sort of bolstered himself up by doing the Netflix deal.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of like putting the legwork in for fucking years to get that set up.
Yeah,
and then he's in there and he's doing those things. Like, we got an email today with a big long list. He was like signing off for the year. There's a big long list of all the stuff that's coming out, and it's like fucking hell. The man's just
that Nemesis
working.
art looks amazing.
To be fair, I wasn't a massive fan of that.
The first one,
I'll be going in on the second one.
Me too, man. Fucking hell, looks amazing. Yeah,
it's essentially like the anti-Batman in a way.
Yeah. There's a rumor that who's Aragorn? Who's that actor?
Viggo
Mortensen.
There's a rumor he's playing him, isn't he, in the TV series?
Oh, okay.
There was a sort of slight hint on Twitter, I think yesterday or something about it.
That'd be interesting. Well, he's literally, you only see like the bottom, like Batman, the only bottom half of his face throughout the entire comic. He's never not in that the suit.
Yeah.
So interesting. Okay.
Who else, Dan?
I'm not sure about my third guest. I was thinking like an artist of sorts, but a lot of the art people I've kind of I've wanted to meet. I've have. So
yeah.
The only one I haven't met and I've really wanted to is Ryan Ottoway.
Okay. Yeah.
I would go for that and sort of just that and Danny Warren Johnson, who I've not had a chance to meet. Either
of course, you weren't at the Thought Bubble that year we met, were you? You went there, yeah. Oh, right.
So
I didn't meet him.
Fucking amazing.
Oh, didn't you? Oh, right, of course.
You've met him a couple of times, didn't you?
Yeah, I've met him 3 or 4 times now because I meet him at New York as well. Usually, say hello to him there, and he was at Heroes.
I was at my table, just trying to sell comics. No one brought him over. And said, like,
sorry, I did try and introduce him to as many people as I could.
Occasionally,
you were next to that really loud lady, weren't you?
Yeah, she was lovely. Oh, what? Oh, are you talking about Al Henderson? Are you joking, Al?
Vince, what about you, mate?
I'd probably go for like an artistic spin for me. Just imagine sort of like looking through some nice large portfolios of original artwork and stuff like that. Would just be glorious. So obviously one of the top of the list, Frank Cho. Would just be phenomenal. It's I hope and dream one day we could possibly get him on the show, because I know people know a lot of his work, but also like the newspaper strip stuff and like the indie comic stuff before, because he was an artist and a creator that I used to think when I was getting Libby Meadows, like when it was published in Image Comics and stuff, just thinking, wow, if this guy drew Marvel comics, that'd be amazing. Lo and behold, give it about 10 years, and he was.
Killing it with Brian Bendis, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And that Avengers run was great.
Yeah. Another one would be, and I'm going to murder the name. I always say it, Joe Madureira. I think it's Joe Madureira. But just been a huge fan since, back in the day. One of my friends he got that Deadpool series first, and like we were just poring over that artwork, and that was almost was it the peak of my X-Men reading sort of run, like the Phalanx Covenant and stuff like that, when Joe was just taking over everything. He influenced a whole generation of artists, and I know he's moved into like the video game world, and like he's made a huge success for himself, like rightfully so, because the dude knows what he's doing, and like, you find it with a lot of these comic creators as well. Take a Todd McFarlane for instance. They grind away, and then when they some of them can really make a successful business out of their creations. It's not always like necessarily the comics as well. They'll have comics, but like Spawn is a multi-million-dollar company. You got the toys and you got everything else. And Joe Madureira did that with he's got the video game company, and it occasionally dips his toe. It's so much so that if he dips his toe in for one issue, Marvel would make a big deal out of it. And rightfully so. I mean, for me, one of the disappointments, and I think it was just the colouring that did it, was when he did that Ultimates. Because the
writing as well, man.
The writing was fucking awful on that series.
Jeff Loeb on that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the colour
absolutely awful,
and the colouring was so muddied that
I think the printing process didn't do it any favours.
Yeah, and I think
didn't they say because these pencils were so heavy, they said we don't need an inker on this.
Yeah,
so they just went straight over colours on pencils.
Right,
but you have to do that in the right way. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to take,
You'd have to bring those pencils straight up, and they just kind of like seemed like they were set to like multiply or something. Yeah, it was like, oh.
I think they got a bit overly confident with what they did. Was it Wolverine Origin when they did that, wasn't it? Because the Q*bert did pencils, but that was quite clean, wasn't it? Q*bert's pencils.
Yeah,
it worked really nicely in that. But anyway, Dean Gaffney, he's my third one. No, it's a difficult one for me. The third one. I'm sort of it could be a toss up between several different artists, but I think that there's certain shortlisted names like Bocello or Herberto Ramos, which are almost on the same sort of league table as the Madureira for me. Do you know what I mean? It's that like right there, they're awesome. But I think probably Alan Davis. That's
a good one.
I want to sit down and talk to him about his old work, the formative work. I mean, I know I had a brief chat with him, but since then I've sort of picked up more collections of stuff that I suddenly realised, oh shit, he did that. But when you're a kid, you don't always know it. Like their brain their name escapes my brain right now. It's on the shelf behind me. What's the one they did with Alan Moore, the two aliens from 2000 AD?
God.
DR and Quinch.
Yes.
I didn't.
That's cracking.
I kind of didn't put that together, but those sort of designs are just formative in my comic brain. Do you know what I mean? So Alan Davis.
That's a genuinely funny book.
Yeah.
There's few funny comics, and that's one of the few that's made me laugh properly out loud.
Yeah.
There's so many that are just awful. Just not funny. Not funny.
Yeah.
I bought you that at Lawless, didn't I? Is that right? Or did you buy it? I can't remember.
You got me that. You got me the DR and
Lawless, wasn't it? When we were
Lawless,
wandering around that room and taking pictures of each other.
Yeah. It's a great book. But talking about this and like the artwork and stuff, I think, and I'm thinking of show ideas while we're live on the show right now, guys. Here's a concept for a possible future.
Don't forget you got Riptide's answer yet as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry. I'm just sticking with the artist.
I'm going with your idea. Go on.
Yeah. Right. The concept of the show is we're putting on a gallery exhibition of certain comic artwork pieces, right? Yeah. What is in that gallery? And
we can movie club.
Well, yeah, of course. We'll have some choices from us and then choices from the listeners, and see what that comic book artwork exhibition looks like.
That gallery
at the end of the and it could be a comic. It could be covers. It could be pages. It could be anything. But I think that'd be a fun.
I'd much rather have interior pages like over cover stuff.
Yeah.
Not knocking covers because it's absolutely great out there, but like when you see the interior sequential work and it's fucking great. I love it.
That's why I love those artist editions, man. You can see it real size and everything. Yeah.
Anyway, so to finish off our little convention, Tony,
I'll finish you off. So one of mine's the GOAT, Frank Millar. The other two, George Pratt. Not super busy in comics, and to be fair, not someone I really knew about until Al got me to read Enemy Ace War Idol for an NIA episode.
Okay.
And I sat on the beach on the worst holiday of my life in the rain. It had just stopped raining. I was sat on a stony beach in Norfolk. I was staying in a windmill and read this comic all the way through, and it's one of my favourite reading experiences of a comic. It's incredible. George Pratt is he's like I don't want to say proper painter, but you know what I mean? He's like an oil painter, there's that effect to it. If you get a chance, guys, Google it now. But it's it really made a huge impression on me, incredibly sad and incredibly beautiful, and all that sort of thing that makes that sort of war comic just be something special. So I'd get him along, get him to talk. I know he does do classes. He does the odd podcast as well, he teaches as well, I think, mostly now. And the other one would be Doug Mensch, because he's my big white whale. He's the guy I've never met.
Okay.
And obviously he's responsible for the majority of the greatest Master of Kung Fu stories ever told. And a lot of great Batman stuff, and amongst other stuff. And I've never got to meet him, and I think he's getting on in years. I was listening to an interview with Chuck Dixon the other day, and he said, well, he's a bit spiky. I thought, okay. All right. I was in that Millar interview, actually. He was saying, look, Doug was, would always come. He was a bit spiky to deal with, but but I still think they were an age beyond their time. Those comics, with that sort of inner monologue thing that went on, and beautiful stuff. So I'd like to get it dug on. Yeah, they're my 3. There you go. Good.
Nice
one. That's great. Yeah, I mean, fuck me, I'd take any one of those. Like the selection of the 3 there.
Yeah,
that'd be it. I mean, we so rarely get those guys over, do we? It always seems to be whoever's sort of semi-popular on Twitter at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can discuss this on the next show where we're going to get a little more serious about stuff. But I'm concerned that might get a bit kind of ranty and moany. But fine, we're going to do that. That's fine. But I feel like there needs to be a correction of that. Like, man, if you fucking brought some of those creators over, they'd go fucking nuts. People would be all over it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Good.
But yeah, good. Yeah.
What are we gonna do? What's the next thing? What's next up?
Well, Dan's got another. We got another quiz.
Oh
yeah.
Lovely.
It's a challenge, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I'm gonna have to kind of brainstorm slightly how we're gonna get this. But right. So what it is the number of times these characters have appeared on the front cover of Wizard magazine is part, either if it's a group or as individuals. And the number of
this is characters, not creators.
So is it like the top 10 of them? We've got to give you the top 10.
So we're going to do the top 10. So what I'm going to do is you have 10 guesses.
Yeah.
And you've got to get 5 to win. Is that fair?
Okay.
Is this between us, or are we?
Yeah, we're doing it together.
You're doing it together, so you can rationalise it. Yeah. Have a think about what was popular.
Right, I've been thinking, because you kind of mentioned this earlier, so I've been thinking. All right, you ready?
Right. Can I give you, if you want a clue of kind of like to help you on your way, they're all from one company.
Oh.
Yeah, that fucking threw me.
Fuck. Because, right, and Tony, that may change what I'm going to say now, because my first thought was Spawn's got to be in it.
Well, my list was going to be, this is not for the competition.
Okay.
And mine was going to be Wolverine, Spawn, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, Ultimates.
Okay.
But that's not going to work.
And this is Wizard.
It's Wizard magazine, yeah.
We need to test the water, V, with one character from each. So I'm going to start with Marvel, and I'm going to say Wolverine.
That's the number 1 spot.
Right.
So we know it's Marvel.
Yeah.
44 covers.
Okay, cool.
44 covers.
44 covers.
Number 2, I'm going to say Spider-Man.
Yes.
What number is that?
That's number 2, 33.
All right.
33. Okay. Because obviously we've got to take into account all the time, the Wizard issues that we weren't reading when we stopped reading it.
He appeared on issue number 1, am I right? Thinking that? Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think that makes
Wizard
sense.
cap on.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And I think they got a bit funny about
Speaking of Cap, Tony, do you think Captain America's in there?
I do, but I think we hedge your bets and say a version of Captain America from Marvel.
I've got Captain America, number of covers 23. That's the third one. This is unreal. Cool. You've got 1, 2, and 3 in the order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
there's got to be an X character here. No, I'm going to say.
Well, we have Wolverine, don't we? So you got to be careful.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Now, when it comes to the X characters,
you got to remember what was going on in the universes at the time.
Yeah.
So this is not an answer. So Thor was coming and going a bit. Iron Man was coming and going a bit.
I reckon Iron Man. I reckon Iron Man might be in there somewhere.
Let's go Iron Man. Because we had the Warren Ellis Iron Man,
and it was also at the time where the movies were just starting as well. When Wizard died away, wasn't it?
We're gonna go Iron Man.
Iron Man.
That's right. 15 cover appearances. That's the fourth one on the list.
Fucking hell.
You got all right in order.
Doing it in order.
Okay, and that was 15 covers. See, this is difficult because it's 15 covers now.
Yeah.
So the numbers drop.
Well, I'm going to say.
Do you think?
This is not an answer. What do you think about Cyclops?
I think Cyclops isn't strong enough to be a number.
What do you think about Black Cat?
Certainly, he didn't get above 10. I don't think. I think for Wizard, because the magazine was trying to. They're playing to the obvious, aren't they? They're playing from the.
It's got to be Daredevil, isn't it? Surely at the time.
Now, Daredevil, Deadpool's also.
Kevin Smith was doing it.
Deadpool's obviously could be one as well. For number 5, though, I mean, do we say Hulk? Do you say? I don't know.
Yeah, let's
Hulk...
give Hulk the go.
I don't.
Then we'll
I
go
don't
to
know.
one of the
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, we'll try
Hulk
Hulk.
then.
Number of covers 11. Hulk. Yes, that's in there.
Which
What
one?
number is
Which
that?
number?
That's 6.
Oh,
so we're missing the middle one.
Okay, so we're missing the middle one.
So we've done 5.
We've done 5.
Sorry. Yeah.
We've done 5. But
Okay.
sorry, Tony, I need to finish
Let's
out
keep
this
going.
list now.
Okay.
Deadpool.
No Deadpool.
Deadpool's not on the list.
No.
That's
Daredevil.
surprising.
Daredevil is in the list. Yeah,
Oh.
number 10.
What
He was
number?
seven cover appearances.
Okay, so he's number 10. Okay, that's
Right.
interesting.
What
right,
about
okay.
a sexy lady? They Elektra. What about Elektra?
No Elektra.
No. If Deadpool wasn't there and he was building up at the time,
Jean Grey stroke Phoenix. How about?
I would say probably Storm's more of a better shot, but
Yeah.
maybe not.
What about Emma Frost for that crowd?
What about Black Widow?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Which
one.
one are you going to go for?
But maybe not. Oh God,
I'm
going
going
to
to go. We're going to go Emma Frost.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 8 spot. She got 9 cover appearances.
Really more
That's
than
a lot.
Wow.
Cheesecake, baby, cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We've got 3 to make now.
Okay.
So you've got Wolverine, Spider-Man, Captain America,
Iron Man. 5 is
Iron
blank.
Man.
6 is Hulk.
6 is
8
Hulk.
is Emma Frost. 10 is Daredevil.
So we've got
Thor. So we've got Thor.
5, 7,
Thor's
and
got to
9.
be there somewhere. Thor's
Yeah.
got to be there somewhere.
So Wolverine 1, Spider-Man 2, Captain America 3,
Yeah. Iron Man 4.
Iron
Iron Man
Man
4, blank.
Was
blank.
Thor.
Is Thor? Yeah.
Thor's 9. Thor's 9.
Thor's
there you go.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
So
you got 9 and 10, haven't you?
yeah.
So we just need 5
Yeah.
and 7 now.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 and 7. God. It's an interesting quiz, this one, because it's sort of like
Yeah.
some of the ones that, and I think it speaks to the lifespan of Wizard and where it was at that time, wasn't it?
Oh. So what about the Thing?
Go on.
Go on.
Cable, maybe?
No Cable.
The Thing?
No thing.
This is interesting. Doctor Strange.
Nope.
No, shit.
Oh,
no,
Punisher.
Punishers.
No Punisher.
No Punisher.
No.
Storm.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Jean Grey.
Yes.
Right.
10 cover appearances.
What number is that? 7?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey,
Okay.
Jean
We've
got...
got Hulk as 6.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hulk's 5.
Oh, Hulk's 5.
sorry.
Okay.
Jean Grey got above Emma
They got 1.
Frost. That's my girl.
Yeah.
There you go. I like
Only
her
by
above
1.
top. No, we've got 7's a blank.
No, I mean,
And
sorry,
then-
Jean Grey's 10 cover appearances, Emma Frost is 9.
Oh, I
So
see what you mean.
just-
So
just
there's a
one more
joint.
cover.
There's a joint 7. So we're missing number 7.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? Yeah. Okay.
That's,
Who could that be?
What
What was going on? Blade.
no.
Ghost Rider.
No.
Fuck. I feel like.
Do you want a clue?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think we can get this, Tony. I think we can get this.
So close.
Johnny Blaze.
Nope.
No. It'll be. I'm trying to think.
Silver Surfer.
Nope.
Oh God.
I'm surprised that all the top ones are Marvel, but I guess they were big at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would surprise me. Venom.
Nope.
Oh fucking hell! All the ones that I thought would be.
Yeah.
That's the ones you think that the Joe Public's going to be captured by.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm blanking on what this could be.
I'll give you a clue. You've already mentioned their name, but you didn't put it forward as an answer.
Cyclops.
No. We've had Cyclops.
Oh yeah, of course we have. Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you mean we've had Cyclops?
He was outside the 10, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's outside the tent. But we didn't put it forward. Shit.
Go on then. Get us out of our misery. Come on.
Jean Grey.
No, we've had Jean Grey.
We just had
We've
Jean
said
Grey.
Okay.
How much eggnog have you had, Dan? Right. Here's what we got. Right, Dan. Right. Number 1.
Wolverine. Spider-Man. Captain America. Iron Man. Hulk. Jean Grey. Blank. Emma Frost. Cyclops.
Cyclops is in there.
Cyclops, Emma Frost, Thor, Daredevil.
You said Cyclops
right.
wasn't in there.
No, I must have misspoke. Apologies. I honestly was, when I looked at this quiz and I thought, right, who's in the top? I thought it's going to be like couple of Image characters. Spawn.
Of course, you
Spawn
said the thing.
Batman's got to be on there, surely.
I didn't think. Dan also said like as part of a team, it's not just them on their own. I kept thinking just them on their own.
No,
right.
So if you got a shot of the X-Men, they're in there.
Yeah.
44 times Wolverine on the cover, man. He was a fucking
God. They were fucking overdoing that character even then. Yeah.
Yeah. So
well done, everyone. I think we got that quite quickly though, Vince.
Yeah,
we did right there, babes.
Yeah. I think we did quite well. I think
like we cheated. It sounded like we cheated on that one.
I think I was quite surprised at some of the ones that weren't in there though. Do you know what I mean? I wonder what that list would be like now.
Where would it appear though? Do you know what I mean? You'd have to do the front page of a website or something.
It'd be an article lost on CBR somewhere, wouldn't it? And it's the sort of thing I click on while we're talking, just so we can disagree with it or not while we're doing the show.
Yeah, it's a bit like the best comics artist thing that we had to discriminate over.
Yeah. They used to do that every issue of Wizard, didn't they? And the top 10 artists and writers. But obviously, it's massively subjective.
Yeah,
I mean, what you can't be basing that on. What are you basing that on?
It was
data,
just basically most of the time it was probably sales because, like
true,
the Spawn creative team were always in there, weren't they? I think, yeah. Oh,
I did go back and read the original, or some of the original Spawn, and they're fucking terrible. Just
don't hold up, does it?
Rubbish.
Yeah. It got better when Capullo stepped on board.
But just the story is just absolute twaddle. Like the writings is really bad. It's really overwritten. Like, I think what's that one? I went back and read a Spider-Man trade during the week. Torment. It was like the first when Todd McFarlane did he did his own one. Was it Amazing Spider-Man? And it was written and drawn by Todd McFarlane.
It was just Spider-Man. It was adjective.
Oh, okay.
Less.
Man, that was really bad as well. Just like.
That's super popular, man. No, sell bucket loads, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just like, this doesn't read like Spider-Man. It's an odd one. You can see like the early starts of Spawn in there.
Yeah,
like his writing style. But there we go. That's an aside.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff indeed. Oh, we got one more voicemail.
Oh,
let's have a look. Let's see what this one is. Hopefully, it's not another bloody wrong number.
Hi, it's me, Gareth A. Hopkins. You may know me from other seasonal messages such as The Time Father Christmas Arrived Inside Out and No, but really Puck is the best character in Alpha Flight. I've sat down here at my desk to come up with some suitable words to say how much the Awesome Comics podcast has continued to mean to me over the past year. Your intermingling of mainstream, micro, small and batshit presses is of immense value. Equally, I wanted to say how much I've enjoyed my time in the Awesome Comics podcast community, the Slack chats and the drink and draws and all of that really. Here we go. The words as they came to me, as I had you on my mind. Alpaca, alpaca, roots in the Vatican dustbin cry sweetly. I threw a rock at the water, unholy washed cloth, vagrant in the outhouse. Scratched brain, fervent rain, I looked up into the eyes of the angel, and the angel burped. Mountain sky, sunlight flickered ocean. Out the sunroof, sunlight flickered ocean. Merrily, merrily to W.H. Smith, but alas, it's closed. The world's smallest fashion case contains one mystery doll. Alpaca, alpaca. Oh, but for the clock. Oh, but for the clock.
Hey! Thank you, Gareth.
Cheers, fella.
That's a good one.
Erudite and thought-provoking poem, and some lovely words there. We chuckled at the use of the W.H. Smith's mention as well.
Remember?
Yeah.
Look back and remember when we first met, Gareth? Back in London Super Comic Con.
Oh, yeah.
We had no idea he was such a creative powerhouse. Yeah. He was just the one that were like, "You there, fetch us tea." No, we weren't like that with him. But now look at him with the sluice and just so many wonderful books.
Absolutely flying.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if we mention some of his work in the upcoming year as well. Do we have any shout-outs, gents, before we do some recommendations and head off back to the party? Because I think they're... Actually, no, we'll stay in here for a bit. They're doing karaoke now. I fucking hate karaoke.
What's your go-to karaoke, guys?
No.
Informer.
I've not heard that one.
You would do Informer on karaoke.
Yeah.
I actually I'm wrong. I want to see Dan do Informer in karaoke.
Yeah,
I can do Vanilla Ice to the extreme, and I think I'd probably murder Snow Informer. I'd give it a go though.
Please, could you do a bit of Vanilla Ice now?
God, I can't. I'm blanking.
Here we go. Anyway, we got any shout-outs, gents?
Yes.
I've not other than thanks to everyone on the Slack this year. It's been good. It's been a nice little community. Beats the toxic world of other places.
Slack's, I do like the Slack, and thanks for everyone who's participated on the Pound Shop thread. I love it. I'm all about it. As soon as I'm like busy with work and stuff, like Pound Shop's like Pound Shop. But we got the Christmas draw off going ahead with the Secret Santa. That everyone will be posting their work up on Christmas Eve, so look forward to that. That'd be fantastic. I do have a shout out. This semi-serious, is serious, not semi-serious. From Gustavo Vargas. Had a bit of bad news recently. Helped to keep me working. He started up a GoFundMe, and I'll read it out what he says. He says, "Hi, I'm Gustavo Vargas, a freelance Peruvian comic artist based in Edinburgh, UK. On Monday, 19th December, my wife and I, in exciting spirits, embarked on a ferry from Newcastle to Germany to spend Christmas with her family. During the trade ride from Amsterdam to Germany, one of our rucksacks was stolen. Inside the rucksack were all my digital tools and devices for work. We're both freelancers, self-employed, and rely on our laptops to make a living. With a steep rise in cost of living, we live from month to month. It was for this reason that we had our laptops and my digital drawing tablet with us as we were planning to work through the holidays." And he's done a list of what was been stolen. So they've equated it to about $1,500, and they've asked for if anyone's got a few spare quid to donate. And I can tell you, as of this moment, we're up to 1,750. So great, fantastic.
And obviously a horrible thing to have happened, but
yes,
what a talent. So
what a talent.
Yeah, I think it speaks to his talent, and also just what a nice guy is.
Nice guy, such a nice guy,
such a nice guy, and it must have been just
heartbreaking. Fuck me,
and difficult first, just to ask as well. Do you know what I mean? Is another thing. So yeah. What
a time! Yeah, you're right. And it happened on a train on the way to his Christmas family event, didn't it?
Yeah. So
bastards,
go show some support.
Yes.
Because he'll be smashing it in the new year with Kickstarter, and when Image or whatever company finally wake up to him and sign him up to an exclusive deal.
Can't be long off.
Yeah. Although maybe next year we'll get a nice collected edition of all those Peruvian cyberpunk books he's been doing. God, that'd be good.
That would be good.
Just imagine.
Yeah. How is he not on the best of this year lists? It's mad, isn't it?
He should be.
Yeah.
I don't put any faith in those best off lists.
No, me neither, man.
No,
I mean, from like an alternative reality that I don't live in.
The only thing,
that's why mine is faves. Mine's favourites. Yeah, that's why I wrote it like that.
It's favourites and things we've liked, because it is all completely subjective. And if you're trying to say this is the best, then who are you talking to?
Yeah, it seems to be a split between just sort of mates of mates and trying to impress people and all that sort of thing going on at the moment. With some of the ones we've seen. So
some of it
at the moment.
Yes. Some of it does feel like, we discovered this first. Well, that's great, but some of the lists are funny. Even although fair play to the creators, it's never the creators' fault that they're in these lists, so,
included in these lists.
Yeah. So they're doing great work, but
I just think some people have a very sort of limited window of the comics that they're reading.
Yeah,
and I think there's some people out there who just don't read enough to be able to say this is the best.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, the proof is in the pudding of the work. Some stuff we've mentioned on this show, and certainly there's a book I'm probably going to talk about next week that we've looked into, and like it's you see the work on display in these comic pages, and you just think, Jesus, like the amount of time and effort and love, blood, sweat, and tears that goes into the comics that you guys make out there. But sometimes people just get plaudits when they haven't even finished something, and it just seems like, hang on, what?
You've seen exactly that, haven't we?
You literally saw someone getting an award for not finishing.
Yeah. But
also, I think when people are straight out the gate, people are very quick to say they're the best thing since sliced cheese, and some people need time to develop.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, like you can recognize someone as a talent coming on, but when you're sort of like, oh man, they're it. It's like, well, they've only just started. They could be going on and on and on. It's
taking a whole different.
There are creators that we've certainly mentioned. Their name has been mentioned more and more over this past year. You know, take a Daniel Warren Johnson or a Ram V or Pac Nadal or any of these characters that they've been grinding.
Yeah,
they've taken a while to sort of hone themselves, haven't they? Yeah. I think Martin's the same on
Martin
definitely he's found his perfect space for me.
Yeah. Perfect,
I always worry about when that kind of praise can kind of take them out of the legs or the knees. You know what I mean? By like just by not saying that their egos will get the better of them, but just
sometimes they do, man.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes they do. Yeah, and then you don't see anything from them for ages. You know,
it's just they sort of become better than the work they're doing. It's like, well, you're not.
And also the pressure of it affects people. I think.
Yes.
Different people react differently, don't they? I mean, with people like Martin or Chris Wildgoose and stuff, when you hear them talking about the work, like, never mind all the bells and whistles that come after it. It's lovely to get that, but you get those guys talking about the art they're doing, and they light up, and they're passionate about the artwork, and that's what it is. It's not about like, oh yeah, it's great, doing this, getting the, going to this con or doing this, and we've got this. I like talking to people that are passionate about what they're doing, because that certainly feeds through to the finished product, and you keep staying passionate about it, and your name gets out there. And being passionate and being professional and being able to communicate yourself in the right kind of way. And
don't go out there and gossip. I hate that environment of just non-stop gossip. A load of old fishwives on.
We have touched on that. Yeah, it's kind of
calm down.
Yeah. But I mean, we did say about best ofs. One thing I will say that there is a best of is our lovely listeners are the best listeners out there. So thank you very much. I know we've been having a laugh on this episode, and we hope you've laughed along and just enjoyed the past hour or so. But we truly do appreciate you taking time out to, because we don't do 20-minute podcasts. We do a couple of hours and stuff. And whether you've listened to one episode or whether you've been with us since episode 100 or episode 1 possibly, we really, really do appreciate it. We're looking forward. Next week, we're going to be doing looking forward to 2023, which will probably be a bit irreverent. I truly hope it's going to be positive. So, what are you guys listening to? Because this show, there are many different podcasts out there, which is just three people who just enjoy talking to each other and think their own opinion is the most important thing in the world. But we want to know what you guys are looking forward to next year as well. So,
I mean, if we've been for any more tumultuous couple of years than what we've had recently, it's kind of really, and it's like a fucking stormy sea. It's all over the fucking shop.
And you guys are what, comic readers and the people that are pounding the pavements and trying to discover comics are what is keeping comics alive right now. Because we whinge about all the things, all of the extraneous marketing or he said, she said, or all of that. But at the end of the day, you guys want good comics. We want good comics, and events and charity events, which we'll definitely be pushing more in the new year as well. So please, if there's anything you want us to know about, and thank you to the voicemails, by the way, we truly appreciate that. I don't know where you found that number. I think we're gonna have to go to those public toilets and with like some Dettol wipes or something, Tony. Because get rid of
Dettol wipes.
Yeah. Well, it's hygienic, isn't it? Not for the wall, not for you. Anyway, but please let us know what you're looking forward to in 2023, because that's going to be the first show of the year. The way that this schedule has worked out, we're recording a little bit early, so like the eggnog and those brownies that Dan bought in have made us a little bit woohoo. So we don't quite know where we are right now in terms.
I did
time.
Actually make them. I bought them off a geezer outside Camden underground station. So.
Oh no, it wasn't Inky Stephen, was it?
Inky Stephen.
Yeah, wasn't him, was it? Oh God.
I say bought. He was kind of passed out, and they were kind of in his hand. So
in the back of his pants.
That's all right then, because my problem was going to be is he overcharges. Anyway, the back of his pants. Thought it tasted a bit nutty. Anyway, so thank you to our lovely listeners, and I think we're going to wind this off with a couple of recommendations to see you off until our next show in 2023. So, who would like to go first?
Oh, I got two again. Shall I go?
Okay, yeah, go on.
I've just got the one.
Okay, so the first one I've got is Art Brut, issue 1, which is written by Maxwell Prince, pencil inks by Martin Morazzo, colours by Matt Lopez and Chris Halloran, letters by Neon, covers A and B by Morazzo and Lopez. I think it's 2 covers, and cover C is by Alex Ekman Laws. I think I talked about this before. It was a teaser in the back of a comic. I can't remember which one it was. Oh, I tell you what, it's Plush. Do you remember that comic Plush I talked about?
Yeah.
The first, I think, 5 or 6 pages of this were in the back of that one. At its heart, it's a sort of psychedelic head trip with a murder mystery, serial killers in the high art scene kind of vibe to it. It opens in a tour around the Louvre. The guide has stopped just outside the room which contains the Mona Lisa, and he's telling everyone, put your cameras away. You've got to see this with your eyes. Don't see it with your camera. Let's go and look at it. But as slowly the tour group begins to sort of leg it off into the room, and he's thinking this is a bit weird, and the sort of energy in the room is going up, and he discovers what you discover as a reader. You discover the painting has been changed, and one of the eyes of the painting has been closed. So something has happened to this painting. And it turns out there's been a spate of art-related killings. There have been 28 deaths. One of the ones they say is 2 men, I wrote down the quote of it, 2 homeless men beat each other to death in Piccadilly Square. And a picture of Piccadilly Circus. So I think, Mr. Prince, you might need to go and have a look at the map again, because I don't think it's Piccadilly Square. And there's a spree killing of a whole school of children in Helsinki. And all of them have got this weird graffiti face, which has got a single dot for one eye and a line for the other eye. And so they go and see this guy called Arthur Brut, which is a clever play on the words. And he's an expert in that sort of crime. But unfortunately, he's totally off his nut. And he's locked away in a mental asylum. He believes his artist mannequin, who he calls Manny, who is also known as Manford Moonington Wood, is his detective sidekick. And they decide to check him out of the hospital. He agrees to help them. And that is just the start of the crazy in this book. It's a really interesting one. It's done by the same people who did The Ice Cream Man, which we talked about a few months ago, which I think is finished now. And this is kind of their new project, The Eyes, right on it. I'm totally on board. It uses very sort of minimal flat colours, very easy to read. There's a little bit of the Carmine, I'm going to fuck this name up, the Gian Domenico art in it, who's a DC artist who's done a lot of Flash and Batman recently, and also somewhere in the area of a Cliff Cumber or a Frank Quietly, that sort of kind of art to it, which is very attractive to the eye. And there's also a little extra bit at the back, a short story at the back, which is one of those sort of deconstructed, as if it's the Silver Age, and these 2 characters are Silver Age characters, like we saw with Moore's 1963. We see it occasionally, don't we, when they hark back. Yeah, it's good stuff. I think it's a solid book. It's out of Image, came out this week. It's not got a huge amount of buzz, which I think it should be. I think people should recognise that the Ice Cream Man was a great series, and this is the next thing on. Yeah, it's a bit different. The art's attractive. It's got a certain vibe to it. It's not a crossover or anything. It's kind of like my new Image comics reading project, if you see what I mean. That's my first one.
Nice.
Dan, do you want to go next?
Sure. This is a comic I found on WebTunes the other day, looking through that. Hiroshi Sasaki, Nightmare Fist, by an artist called Haru. Hiroshi is your average 16-year-old high school kid. Homework, swim club, girls. Hiroshi wishes these were the only problems he has to deal with. Hiroshi is the latest in a long line of dream warriors, fighters that battle monstrous manifestations of people's psychological and physiological trauma within their dreams, known as dreamscapes. Dreamscapes are strange shifting worlds constructed by the thoughts, emotions, and the memories of the host. The larger the host's problems, the bigger and more deadly the foe. Hiroshi is good, maybe the best, but his skills will be tested to their very limit when someone near and dear to him needs his help. It's kind of like a shonen manga style kind of comic. Lots black and white. It's got a color page at the start. Very high energy, lots of action, fighting kind of stuff, if that Shonen Jump at comics is your kind of cup of tea with Jujutsu Kaisen, stuff like that, this would be right up your straight. I recommend it. Yeah, go check it out. So Hiroshi Sasaki, Nightmare Fist on Webtoons by Haru.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Nice. I'll check that out. Now that we're into all our manga and stuff like that. Yeah. Plus, Nightmare Fist is just an awesome name.
Yeah.
I checked out a PDF that was sent by a listener, I think, or someone who sent a comic through to our Gmail. And this one, I checked out before the lads. Now I sent them the cover for it, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's good, man. Good cover.
Yeah.
This is a book called Bulletproof Cuddles, and that which the name is insane, but
Great.
the
Love it.
Never doesn't make me laugh.
no.
Yeah.
It's a little indie book. It's issue 1. I think it's only going to be like 3 issues, but it heads at quite a pace. It's a story night. It's a one woman. I presume they're a woman. Sorry, Imogen Dete is their name. I'm not sure if they might be from the Philippines, possibly. Could be.
Okay.
I wasn't quite sure, but this is a very much. It's an action. It's very much a comic that loves action movies, and for people like us, this is completely up your street. There's the story, but it is irreverent and a bit mental, and we love books like that. Basically, this book is all about a young woman named Steph who dreams of being a stunt woman in Hollywood. But to make ends meet, she has found herself playing the mascot Cuddles at a theme park called Amazoland. And just to paint a picture, Cuddles looks like a Care Bear. And that is also the sort of stylistic choice, and that's one of the things you have on this cover, which is quite funny. Because the cover itself is almost like a Care Bear, but where the symbol is on the belly, there's like a target with like bullets in it as well, like holes. You can see Kevlar underneath it.
Nice.
So,
cool.
Yeah, and the story itself, it starts off a little sort of slice of life, and I do notice, the one thing I will say is it's a little dialogue heavy at the beginning, kind of like, when you have that Tarantino-ish sort of conversational dialogue. You know when you see some movies and some directors get carried away with their own, here's two people talking and they're arguing about like a band or something like that.
It's been overdone a bit.
There's it falls into that a little bit at the beginning, between Steph and a couple of the other people that work at the park, and they're all sort of wearing costumes and stuff. But her bosses then they order her to. The corporate bigwigs have heard about an event they've heard of, and they want to be in on it, and it's like a conference. One of their sort of things that I think a lot of people appreciate as well is when they're sent for something for work, but she has to pay for her own hotel and travel and stuff. Is that kind of that thing? And someone who, and I'm sure there's lots of people listening who have experienced the same sort of thing as well, where they've got to do something for work, but the work doesn't always pay for it. So she goes to this conference, but it's a conference that's all based around like when she gets there. This is when comics become comics. It's a conference for lots of people who are like theme park mascots of this big. So as soon as she gets there, it's a bit crazy. You see all these different sort of styled costumes. But then the book takes a turn, and I suddenly realised, oh fuck, this is like Die Hard.
Right.
Because it is, the story is like she's not supposed to be there, and these other people that are there are planning like a Die Hard like takeover sort of a brand new amusement park that's on its opening day, and they're like they're basically like weaponing up, and she happens to be there, and then she has to stop it. It's that, and then cue like it just you see a bit of action right at the. It starts where she's sort of running away. She's doing the initial running away, but this is a character who can handle herself. Now imagine I think it's going to be quite visceral. The artwork, I would say, it had an energy that reminded me of who's the creator? Sex Castle. Who is it? That
Carl Stark. Yeah,
Carl Stark. There was a thing that brought that sort of energy, reminded me of that. I kind of when I was reading it, I kind of wanted to read it. It's a strange experience. I wanted to read it as an OGN. Do you know what I mean? I wanted this is I just want to keep reading this kind of thing. But the artwork is someone who's definitely been influenced by sort of like Tradmore, or like you say, like Ryan Otley or something like that. They're definitely. I mean, a long way to go, but there's certainly definitely a bit of blood in there. I think it's gonna, when we get to the, hopefully, fingers crossed, we get another issue soon. It seems like they've done a lot of work. So there's a lot of like nice, crisp line art work, and it's got that. I don't know about you guys, but one of the things I like, and it did remind me of like books like Vinyl and this Furry, and certainly with Invincible. I really like the blood effect in comics when it's just red.
Yeah.
There's no tones to it. There's you've got this just line work, and you can see the detail, and you see a bit of gore. And this has that. That's
old school horror films were like that.
Yeah. And I think when they do that, some creators just go to town on it, don't they? That's like, I mean, certainly didn't Luther Strode do a similar thing, Dan?
That's exactly Luther Strode used to do that. That's what I really liked about it.
It gets crazy. So I think this could possibly go crazy. It's certainly a insane concept, and I'm all about. And it seems to be someone who loves old school action films. So yeah, keep an eye out for Bulletproof Cuddles. We're going to reply and see if when the release of this is going to be out.
Nice
but you should read this, guys. I mean, Dan, I think it's right up your street as well, and like
sounds like my cup of tea.
Yeah. But Tony, I'd be interested to see what you think of like the way the dialogue is paced.
I must go into the email and have a look at it.
Yeah. And speaking of Tony, dare I say this? Finish us off.
My last one is Expelling My Truth. No. By Tom Van Denson. Is £8, 32 pages, A4, saddle stitched, cardstock cover and interiors. I got it from Third Bear. Some of the best auto-bio comics, not what you think, but some of the best auto-bio comics for me as a reader are the ones where the central character is a raging arsehole.
I love reading about arseholes. They're great.
Yeah.
Pardon? Dan, come on.
Characters. Come on.
So, you've got people like Bag and P-Car, and although that firm of people, even Klaus to a certain extent, these people, they're depicting themselves often as extreme versions of themselves. A bit like Curb Your Enthusiasm, I suppose, is a similar thing to that, isn't it? I think he kind of admits, even though the character in the comic uses the same name, well, it clearly isn't him, because there's some flights of fancy that happen in it, so these aren't real true stories, I'm guessing. It's told in a series of chapters. Each of the stories are sort of a story of a frustrated and slightly weird indie cartoonist. Great cover, showing a sort of, again, a Bag-esque limbed cartoonist in his drawing board with his head cut from his shoulders and sitting in his lap, and the head is staring at the reader as if to say, sort of Google-eyed staring at him, which I really liked. The first story is something I've been through something similar. We all know arty people who are up their own arse, don't we? I think it's quite a common thing. And it opens with Tom asking for another free wine at a gallery opening. And he's chatting to the woman who's standing there at the table handing out the drinks, as we've all seen at these sort of art and comics. You occasionally get it at comics things, don't you? And he's saying to her, what is the art in this all about? And she said, well, you see that man who's sitting there on his phone surrounded by people? And he says, yes. He says, well, the art is him sitting there scrolling through his social media. And you think, all right. And she says, it's a sharp commentary on our own technological narcissism. I'm like, oh, okay. And like all good people, Tom accuses it of being fucking bullshit. And then he makes a sort of profound statement. Where is it? I've got to grab this because it made me laugh. He says, in this day and age, we must expel all our truths, plainly and free of pretensions, not masked in deceptive metaphors and putrid rigmarole. That reminds me of a bus to catch. Make way, mutants. And he sort of wanders off. So that's chapter 1. Chapter 2 is a bit of a weird one, where he has him sitting on a bus being creepy to this lady who sat next to him. And then he decides to go to, he says, I like looking in the windows of people's houses to this woman who's sitting there with a baby. Can I hold your baby? And she says, well, no, you can't hold my baby. And then he gets off and he finds this nice house. And he looks in the window and he sees it's Eddie Vedder's. Eddie Vedder, is that, how do you say his name? Eddie Vedder, the musician?
Eddie Vedder.
Vedder, yeah. And he says, that's Eddie Vedder's house. And he watches him and an alien lands and goes in the house and gives the musician a bag of space weed, which they then smoke. all together, and he says, "Oh, I'm a massive fan." So of course, in his dreamlike head, Eddie invites him in, and they become best friends. And it kind of goes off on that, really. It did really bring back for me the days of, really interesting people like Fingerman, Bagg, Klaus, Picard, all those sort of guys who they weren't afraid to show their failings and almost in a way concentrate on them rather than depict themselves as these sort of moral crusaders, and it's very like that, and it's really good to read, and it shows how truly ridiculous many of us are, because most of us are, to be fair. I know I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally, if you can get it at thirdbearpress.com, which is really good. Stephen's doing us a great favour by getting these books into the country, and you can go to Third Bear Press on Instagram and have a look at some of the images from it inside as well. There you go.
There's actually tons of great books on Third Bear Press.
Loads, man. Yeah, absolutely loads. Yeah. We need to be talking about it a bit more, I think. Yeah.
And we certainly will next year.
Yes, God.
But this was the final show of this year. Thank you very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed, played along, laughed with us, and had some fun to see off 2022. Like I say, next episode we're going to be looking forward to the year ahead, and also we got some fun plans to start off the year. So
we've got to head back into the party.
Which reminds me, we have to head back into the party, and God, I think the scheduling guys are going to be talking to us about what's coming up in the next couple of months. Oh, they're going to do that. They're going to do that PowerPoint as well, aren't they?
Not if
I love a
anything to say
PowerPoint.
about it.
I love a PowerPoint.
Yeah, I know you'll have a PowerPoint, but anyway, so we're going to head off back to the party, because although I will say, I thought they would have missed us, but no one's come to get us. We haven't been there for about an hour and a half.
They don't care. They got the drink on.
Yeah, they don't care.
They're all naked by now.
Yeah.
Let's hope that's all they've done.
Yeah. They won't be laughing though when they get the bill for the alcohol tomorrow. Free bar my ass. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If there's anything you want us to discuss on the upcoming episodes, and anything you're looking forward to, likewise, if you've got any comics coming up, any comic book launches or anything you want us to discuss, please get in touch with us. Several different ways you can do it. You can email us awesomecomicspod@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at the Awesome Pod. Join us on Slack. The Slack channel, Slack group, and all of its channels are very community friendly, very comics positive, and just full of really good people. And that's what we need more of in this space. We need people promoting good people. Just paying it forward, because as they said in Preacher, you got to be one of the good ones because there's far too many of the bad, and that's a line that I think is very, very true. Yeah. So also we're on Facebook, and if things like that still exist, who knows when you're listening to this, but whether you listen
if only
to
Twitter disappeared, I'd be so happy.
Thank you for listening to us, whether it's on the website awesomecomics.podbean.com, on the Podbean app. Thank you if you listen to that as well. We never really shout out about that, but I know there's probably a few people that listen to that.
People like it on there, don't they?
Yeah, so thank you very much if you listen to us there. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, thank you. Subscribe, leave a nice review, and just share us with all your comics loving friends. Likewise, if you listen to us on Spotify, Amazon, Stitcher, Podnose, Podknife. What are the networks are you on, Tony?
We're on Pod. Hookers and Blows Save Christmas.
Oh, great. Are they going
save anything, to be honest?
Yeah, are they going to be playing that in a minute?
I don't know. There's that kids' book. It's they're two what are they called? JCBs, aren't they? That's their names.
Ah.
Yeah. It's an actual book, I think.
Hooker and Blow.
Yeah, so it blows the snow out of the way.
Amazing. Brilliant. Speaking of cocaine, we need to get back to that party. So thank you very much for listening. Where can people find us online, etc.? Tony?
Neverwrineanything.com.
Dan?
You can read Vanguard at vanguardcomic.com.
And you can... Oh, God, I got some of that cocaine in my throat. I'm only
Just in your throat?
I'm only joking. I'm not going to say that.
That'd be fun.
You can find me on social media at Jester Diablo. Once again, thank you all for supporting the show and listening to the show. Join us back next year for more awesome comics content. Until then,
2023, baby.
Yeah, until then, wherever you are in the world, We hope you have a great holiday season. Hope you're happy, healthy, doing okay. We'll be here if you need us. You got a friend. Because we love you very much. Don't we, Dan?
I do, yes.
Tony.
I'm contractually obliged to say that.
He is. Tony.
I love Janine from accounts.
God.
What?
That's a good point. That reminds me, we need to fluff those numbers.
She's waving at me outside.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Gotta make sure the books tally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got very big hair.
Quite
Anyway,
big hair.
we're off to finish off the eggnog and see which ditch we wake up in. Until then, thank you for listening. And from Dan the man, Tony the pony, and Vince the
Tim
prince.
Taylor's pony.
Yeah, Vince the prince. Stay fruity, stay positive, and as always, what should they do, guys?
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Cheerio.
See ya.
Right, I think I've stopped recording, so let's get on that let's get on that booze. Go on, crack open another one, Tony. Go on.
I've got to take this big dildo out my ass.